Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? You've now tuned into my Black Ink Crew recap. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you share, okay? So let's talk about who was talking last week. So shout out to Simon Stewart 2003, who said, "Glad Duchess is gone. She was bitter and always frowning all the time. Shake my head. She was wrong with getting involved with Sky's son. Shake my head." Yeah, I definitely feel you on that because I don't know, I just feel like that's like something you shouldn't really touch, like doing all of that extra stuff. Even if you, because I seen like on her page, I don't even be a page watcher of no celebrities like that because I don't be having time for all that. But I did kind of look her up and I was like, and she put up something saying that it was the father that, yeah, but at the end of the day, you hosted it at your shop. So you just as wrong because you was feeding into it. You played a role in it. Even though you weren't trying to pass it off to somebody else and try to show like you're not such a bad person, then you still in it, you know? Model T Unleashed said, "I enjoy your reviews on this show. Yes, Sky's son is definitely his mother's child." Girl. He need, I don't know, he need a good whipping or something. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this episode. So, Black Ink on 113 is looking pretty damn good. Like, I like how they painted the walls. For me, it's a little dark, but I guess that's the feel you get with a whole, like a tattoo shop most times. Like, it has that dark type of feel. But me, I like some lights. We need some windows. We need some sunlight. You know what I mean? I think the other place looks a little more brighter. But then again, the other place is a lot more elevated from... And I've seen it passing by going to the Mac store and going to the movie theaters over there. I've seen it a few times and it's pretty high up. It's like... I think it's like on the second floor as opposed to this one. This one's like you gotta go down to get to it. So... I guess that's kind of the difference between the whole setup as well. But I feel like they could have... I mean, for me, I would have put brighter walls to kind of bring in some more light. But that's just me. That's the YouTuber within me. I mean, I've always been... I used to get beat because I used to have the lights on all the time. My grandmother used to be like, "We don't work for Con Edison." You know? So, anyway, Teddy's brother... He lets us know that his brother is incarcerated. He's in Rikers Island, and he's been there for 4 years. He said that they picked him up because he was, like, hanging out with some people or whatever, and they said that he was in a gang and that he was involved in a homicide. But they have no proof. That's why they keep on pushing the dates back. And, I mean, we've seen people go to jail for no reason. I mean, I don't know if there was... Like, I don't understand how could somebody... I mean, it's possible, but to me, it just doesn't make sense. And things that don't make sense, it's just, I don't understand it. Like, how could somebody be in jail for so long when they didn't do anything? Or they don't have any evidence, like, why is nobody doing anything about this? You know what I mean? But at least it's good that he has it on the show now. I guess he was trying to kind of hide this part of his life, or maybe there was no court dates coming up before. I do like seeing this side of Teddy because it shows that he can be mature because he's always been known as the party guy, the fun guy, you know, the horny guy. But now it's kind of like roles are kind of reversed a little. Well, not necessarily reversed, but it's more so Cesar's kind of taken the role as the horny guy, the party guy, the fun guy, and Teddy's kind of switched roles and has more of a serious type of character, if you want to call it that, this season. Well, so far, right? Melody's boyfriend, he comes to her with a letter saying, you know, like, he looked like he was vexed. He's talking about, like, what is this? What's going on? What's this all about? When we look at the letter, it shows that she owes $30,000. Like, not one, not two, $30,000. Like, that's a lot of money. That's like some people's salary, you know what I mean? So... You know, some people have to wait a whole year to make that, and they'll never actually see that whole $30,000 because it's all going to like bills and food and, you know, everything that you need to survive and live. So for her to owe that much money, that's crazy. I guess she wasn't paying any taxes. She was paying a little sum of taxes, and they ended up catching her. So yeah, he was pretty upset, and he was saying how, you know, everything that you have is what we have, and they're not just going to come for you, they're going to come for us. But I'm like, y'all not even really married. Like, y'all just did a little ceremony with blood where y'all kind of just smushed your hands together and, you know, you called yourselves being together. There was no real, like, oh, we're married. So you're not really, at the end of the day, you're not really tied to her like that. Like, if they're going to come for her, they're going to come for her. You're not her legal husband. I don't think it works like that. As far as I know, I feel like once you have the papers, that's when they can go into both of your bank accounts. Unless they have joint bank accounts, then it's possible that they can come together. But I'll be like, oh, you better get your own bank account. Like, we ain't married. You got yourself into this mess. You gonna get yourself out of this mess. I didn't help you to make this mess. I'm sorry. I love you and everything. I'll be with you. I'm gonna stick around you, but we ain't playing that. Did y'all see how they got the little RV now? Oh my gosh. Like, what did you do with your apartment? I feel like that's a joke. Like, who does that? People in New York, we have leases. Unless they had some little illegal apartment that they would stay with somebody, or they got it, like, you know, from somebody or something like that, where there was no paperwork. You know, some under the books type of joint. How you just break your lease like that? That means that you're not going to get your deposit back, which is money going down the drain. You know what I mean? Like, unless it was just right on time that everything just happened to happen that way. I don't know, but yeah. So Sky's mother, she talks to her mother, and her mother looks a lot better than the last time we saw her. She's taking her pills from what she said, and she just looks a lot healthier and happier. They talk a little bit about the whole, like, Duchess thing and how it was messed up that she played a part in that. And Sky's mother, she says, I don't know, the story is just, Sky's story is just weird to me. Like, I want to believe her, I want to feel bad for her, but then I just feel like her story is, like, kind of all over the place. Because first she said that dude, that big dude, that she met up with that time, that he was the kid's father. Then we seen another episode where there was this other dude that was coming after her, trying to kill her, you know, saying that he was gonna get her, and she was running away from him. Didn't she say that was their father? Unless, like, this dude is one's father and the other one is the other's father. That's the only way that makes sense. But every time she refers to this one, she always says it like he's both of their fathers. Unless, you know, it's something where I'm trying to, like, make some sense into it. Like, the only way I can see it is, like, maybe he took up that responsibility, but then he didn't even take the responsibility at the end of the day. So I don't know. But yeah, then he was the one that was in the video talking about how everything wasn't legal and how she got the custody taken away and blah, 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 and talking mad crap. But it seemed like they were good when he had the conversation with her. Like, they hugged it out and everything. And from what they was having a conversation, it seemed like she was upset that he wasn't there for her, you know? So I don't know. It just seems weird to me. And then now she was telling us all this time that her mother, that she was the one that gave up the kids, if I remember correctly. But now it seemed like the mother was saying that she was the one that gave up the kids. And Sky seems like she has no knowledge of it. She was just like, it seemed like her mother was telling her the story. Like, oh, everything was legal and I did it while you were away because you couldn't take care of those kids. So I'm like, wait, what? Am I bugging? Maybe I'm just, like, remembering things wrong. My memory be a little foggy sometimes, so maybe. So Teddy takes Cesar to get some STD tests, and he does learn something that you can still get different diseases by oral sex, which somehow he didn't know. I guess it's a misconception because you think, like, oh, I'm not putting it inside of anything down there. I'm clear, you know? But that's not really the case because there are different things that you can contract, especially, like, with the times changing. There's so many different diseases out there that some of us have never heard of, you know? So, yeah, you definitely have to be careful. Everybody has SPV. What is it called? HPV. SPV. So, yeah, you know, there's so many different things out there. And then we find out HPV leads to different types of cancers, ovarian cancer, or, you know, prostate cancer, I think. So, there's so many things that you really have to, like, watch yourself with. And he's saying he don't really put on condoms when he does those types of things. So, I guess, you know, even though it was one of those scenes. I feel like this scene was kind of important for especially young people that watch this to kind of see, because there's probably a lot of people, especially out in the hood, that be like, you know what, I'm getting a little hair, I don't even put on no condom, let me just go ahead, take this off, let her do what she do. So I'm not gonna get HIV like this, you know, they saying whatever, but they don't realize that there's other things that you can contract. So I think that was pretty cool for them to show that. You know, it was a lesson to be taught. I feel like they do tend to teach, well, they usually have those little parts where, you know, they're tattooing and they have those little messages. So I guess because they didn't do that, they did this to kind of give that little bit of inspiration, a little message, something to take away from this. They get a new dude that Melody hires called the Vagina Slayer. She was offended when she heard that name because she thought his name was Alex. That's his name. But he's like, oh, I'm the Vagina Slayer. And she's like, wait, what? And then he's like, yeah, that's what people call me. She's like, no. She's like, nah, you gotta leave. But Cesar wasn't having it. He's like, nah, we're gonna give him a chance. You brought him down here, let's give him a chance. So they try to give him a little chance or whatever, and homeboys like, dude, how your gun ain't working, but you're supposed to be the Vagina Slayer. Like, that don't even make sense. How funny is that your tool isn't working, Mr. Vagina Slayer? Like, why do they even call him that? Is it because he has sex with a lot of people, or is it because he does tattoos on vaginas? Like, I don't get it. But anyway, it wasn't working, and they just like, really though? That's like going to try out for the NBA and you forget your sneakers. Like, what are you doing? So he's like, yo, just give me another chance. We got all the white people that turned you away, Cesar, and look at where you at today. He's like, oh boy, you want to pull out the black card. You know, like, yo, you're my sister. You know, that's when people go in, like, the white people didn't help you. You're the only one that can help me. You know, like one of those type of things that's just getting mad dramatic. So it was party time. They had a little party at Black Ink to kind of celebrate the new renovations that they had, that they pop in now. They scratch out Dutch's name from the walls. And what's her name? Donna, she's still scared about Maxwell coming out of prison because he's supposed to be getting out real soon. She said that she reached out to his sister Maxie. How ironic, Maxie and Maxwell. And, wait, why she look so familiar? I feel like I seen her somewhere. Either she used to work at my job, or I seen her somewhere. Like, I don't forget faces, I forget situations. Like, unless it was a bad situation. I probably won't remember where exactly I saw you or how I know you, but her face looks mad familiar. Like, I seen her somewhere. It could have even been at a party, like, but I just don't forget faces, you know? So, yeah, anyway, it just dawned on me, because I was looking at her earlier, and I'm like, I hope it's not nobody that's really, really super, like, that I know like that. But, I mean, either way, it don't matter, because she's non-existent to my life, but I know she looked mad familiar. Anyway, so the sister, she comes to the shop, and while they having this party, and she coming like she ready, all bossed up and stuff, and talking about why you talking about my brother? And I'm just like, really? You go into somebody else's shop to confront them? Like, you trying to get camera time? And she's just like, stop running his name through the dirt. And the other girl trying to say stuff, she like, first of all, like, I don't even know you, so you need to step back. So they kind of like, Young Bay and somebody else was kind of talking to the girl, keeping the other girl at bay, like, you know, making sure things was good. But then we see homegirl Maxie, like, go into her bag. I don't know what she was pulling out, but somebody had mace. I don't know if it was Donna. I feel like it probably was Donna, because both of them looked like they was the ones that got mace, unless somebody took it out their hand. So I don't know what she was reaching in her bag for, but they got like wrecked. They got dragged, okay? Both Maxie and her friend, they got dragged into the corner. There was people fighting that looked like they was just part of the party. Like, they didn't even have nothing to do with anything. Like, there's some girl that wants to get hired that was talking to Walter, that she was about it too. Like, she was over here swinging hands. So I guess she was trying to get her points in so she could definitely make sure she got hired. He told her she's already hired, even though I don't even think he got the authority like that. Like, I thought he was the receptionist, and she talking about she wants to be the receptionist. So I'm like, but Walter, I thought that was your job. Or do he have another job? I don't even know what his job is. So anyway, he's the entertainer. That's what he does. He makes me laugh because every time he talks in his little commentary, I be giggling. I'm like, yo, he needs to do some stand up or something. It ends off pretty much with Sky. She calls her kid's adopted mother and sets something up where she can meet them in Texas. So that's what's going to be happening next. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I mean, we seen that commercial clip of Sky and her oldest son, and it doesn't seem pretty at all. Like, he seemed like he got the rage. Looked like he even was slamming the producers and stuff. Like, he looked like he was on some next level. I wonder if he's in a gang or something. I don't know. But I just feel like that was a bad look for him, because now it's going to be all over the internet that this dude is crazy. I mean, hopefully he changes towards the end of the season, but we'll see, I guess. We gonna see. Alright, thanks guys for watching. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.